Action!
Oh.
Let's start again. Okay. Let's go back to one second.
Dude, I give him time to get that out.
No, that thing stays in there all the time.
Okay.
And that's why you don't.
Like I'm trying to.
Action! Chuck him! Chuck the punch!
2, 3.
Whoa!
Thanks for the sound effects, bro. Whoa!
I'll make it work somehow, okay?
I'm not kidding.
Okay. Get in.
You stabbed her a couple times. Maybe on the third one or something, you changed it. You there you go. And then like that. So then we grab it. Whoa! Off like that. Okay.
168, take one. Mark. A marker.
B marker.
Crap, boys. Oh, thanks.
And set.
And action!
Like a Tom and Jerry. Life and death situation now. You just save their life, right? Yeah. But actually it's like, and then, right? Like that. You know, otherwise like, okay? So everybody,
Yeah, just gotta swipe them
yeah.
hard.
Okay.
I mean, it has to be like that. And then you pick this up. You pick this up. And you go, fuck the fuck. Imagine, you are trying to save that to wounded person. Alright? It's not like just, you know? You got every single one, you got the damage. Every single one. Every single one. It's not like this, just doing the motion.
Okay.
Okay?
Hit them hard.
Make it believable.
Yeah. Make it believe it's big energy, guys. Here we go. And action! Good.
Ronny, I don't want to hurt him.
Patted stunt guy. Don't worry. You can't hurt him.
All right, I'll hit you then.
168 apple, take one. A mark.
B marker.
Set the flame.
Tell me when wrong.
Set. And action!
Something else.
I'm like,
Yeah, she knows. She knows. Go again. Here we go.
hi,
Here we go. And roll the sound, please.
168 apple, take four. A mark.
B marker.
Set. And action. Good. Check the game, guys.
I told you, didn't I?
When I get on stage, you know, you just know the song. But here you have to know the lines, you have to actually act it out, make it believable, and it's kind of different and yet the same. I actually enjoy both.
And then boom, all this like fire everywhere, right? And then Lindemann said, get out of here, right? And then you go, remember? You're limping out?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Both are two shot. Right, tight on that. Okay, so like track, they crawl, she crawls,
crawls,
track, debris come, zoom, 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 zoom. right? And then they leave.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, now do you want to, as they start to come, do you want to do a little?
You want to go back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe
a little
drive
bit of
into
crawling out?
and drive into some flames or something? Have some flames over here. We
Sure.
can go,
Yeah.
drive
Yeah.
into some flames.
When debris.
No, you quite
How about a dead body falling into the floor?
Yeah, Julian. What was that just now, eh?
That was me falling.
Take one.
Mark.
A Mark.
B Mark.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Okay? Get back. Start. Here we go. And very painful. And action.
Lori! Come on. Oh, shit. Let's go. Hurry, hurry. We gotta hurry.
Go on.
We gotta hurry.
Let it drop.
Oh, shit.
God save us, guys.
Oh.
They got pictures of this. Oh, I hate pictures.
Yeah, very good.
Don't you hate pictures? When you gotta look like this? Take one more.
Freddy and Jason are pop horror icons. They've been around our culture for almost 20 years, and each of them has become a symbol of all those things that collectively we as teenagers and then as adults are afraid of, so that they are the sum total of our current pop boogeymen.
This was always in the air, the two biggest boogeymen in town.
Well, this concept is not new, and I think New Line took it and said, let's do the contemporary version of the meeting of two ultra villains.
Freddy versus Jason is something that it's an idea that I came up with putting the two of them together almost 10 years ago.
Paramount did at one point approach us, or we approached them with the idea of trying to do something, and they basically wanted what we wanted. They wanted us to license them the rights to Freddy Krueger and go off and really make their movie, which we were not anxious to do. So eventually Paramount lost whatever rights they had, and Sean Cunningham, who has been a friend of mine for a long time, approached us and asked us if this was something that we wanted to do.
At the very beginning I said, gee, this could really be a good idea, but now that it's all come together and I finally get to see it, I say, this is a great idea. It really works well.
The idea kind of languished because it was difficult to find a production executive within New Line, up to and including our head of production at that time, who really cared a lot about it. When we changed our head of production, we renewed this imperative to Toby Emmerich that we got to find someone who's going to get behind this, and came up with a somewhat unlikely candidate, but we had this wonderful woman, Stokely Chapin, who likes the genre and could really jump in.
I had worked with a producer before and produced I Know What You Did Last Summer, and so I loved horror movies, and I always felt that they were, sort of a way to always find an audience, and that people are always going to love these movies. And 7 years ago I heard the idea and I was like, genius, like that's perfect, like what a great event picture. And then 7 years went by, and by coincidence, and I'd always wanted to work at New Line, but they called and I came over, and then I got Freddy vs. Jason as a project, and to me it was just meant to be.
Well, I've sort of been in bed with Freddy vs. Jason since 2000, since the millennium. I think I was sort of made my deal back then, and we've gone through several directors and several incarnations on the script.
We were somewhat stymied by trying to get a script together that really kind of made some sort of quality narrative sense, and that's what held us back even after we had all of these sort of two characters in place.
There had been a million drafts before, I mean literally I think 17, done by 12 writers.
70% of them probably were rewrites on the same story that all involved this cult called the Fredheads. and then Jason gets resurrected through his heart being thrown into a lake. So most of them were with that same storyline with a girl named Lizzie.
I was on a plane about 2 glasses of wine down last year, flying to London, and I met one of the executive producers of one of my favorite shows on television, King of the Hill, and he'd even done a draft of Freddy versus Jason, and he told me all of his gossip and his take on it.
We worked on another project for New Line, and they brought us in to kind of pitch our take. And I knew that it had been in development for like 10 years, so we just came at it a little bit differently, I think, than the rest of the people. We didn't really go to the histories of the characters and that kind of things. So we wanted to take both histories and both characters as they were in the movies and then start from there.
Yeah, exactly.
That was sort of, our original take.
Keep it all intact. Make it all count. Don't discount all the other movies, and the fans will love you for it.
And so, fortunately, there was a treatment done that had basically the sketched out story of what the movie is. That's the one done by Shannon and Swift. And when I started, I sort of read the treatment and thought, there's some problems here, but it looks pretty good. Let's see what we get when the script comes in. So we got a really good script in. It was overly long and overly complicated and very, very dense. And so we timed the script, came in at 2 hours, 28 minutes, and we're like, this may be the American Beauty of horror films, but it's not American Beauty, and it probably shouldn't be 2.5 hours long. So David Goyer came in, and what he did, honestly, was collapse everything good that was in it, and making scenes that were 3 scenes before into 1 scene, and when you do that, that 1 scene becomes a lot more dramatic and a lot more interesting.
And the goal was obviously just to make the film as short as possible. And the task that he had was, to make it, to cut it down without really losing any of the scenes. So a lot of the dialogue wound up getting changed.
Exactly.
And he, I think he combined 2 characters at one point, and did a good job of keeping it short, but without losing the story.
I got involved to the extent of reading scripts as they were developed, interviewing directors that Stokely had previously vetted and brought to Toby and I.
I had made the sort of foolish proposition to every agency that anybody who wanted to come in and meet, I would take the meeting with. So I probably took 60 meetings with directors of all kinds, from music video directors, commercial directors, people who'd made, 1 feature or a short, or everybody. And first, of course, we put together our top list of 5 or 6 people. Ronny Yu was on that list. We went to him and he passed. I was like, okay, I expected that. We went to, Wes Craven, and, the sort of like the top people in sort of making horror films.
There was a problem in finding somebody who was good and had the enthusiasm for it, in the same way that we had trouble finding a production executive to administer the project.
What was hard to find is there were people who loved the characters, who knew everything about them and had seen every movie 15 times, but didn't have the experience. And then there were people who had more experience, but kind of were like, oh yeah, I think I saw one back in the theater way back when. And we were like, what are you doing here? Like, why would you want to take this on if you don't care about these characters?
Then she approached Ronny, his agent again. Is it possible that he might want to revisit this whole thing?
So we got him on the phone, and I kind of thought it was a lost cause, because I just expected him to say, thanks so much, for your interest, I really appreciate it, but no. And he was open to it, and we could tell, and so we kind of like kept reeling him in a little bit and said, well, why don't you just come here for a meeting and we can talk about it further? And he said, okay, and we're like, oh my God, he said, okay, he's gonna come.
And then Stokely brought me, I saw the 2 films that she suggested I see that would give me some feeling about the guy, which was The Bride with White Hair and the Chucky, Bride of Chucky, I guess. I was into brides. And I thought that they were quite well done, and the idea of having a Asian point of view and Asian style seemed to me to offer the possibility of bringing a new approach to a horror film than some of the more matter-of-fact, straightforward horror director.
When I was in Hong Kong, growing up in Hong Kong, and I watched a lot of those old on TV, old Hollywood monster movie, like the horror movie, like Vampire and Frankenstein versus Wolfman, or the Swamp Things, all that. And I just thought, this movie has to go back to the basic, because we see so many of this like CGI movie now, and one thing that keep in my mind when I'm shooting the movie, this movie, is the film called Rocky. When I first saw the Rocky, the scene that really hit me is the scene at the end, the final fight, when Apollo beat the crap out of Rocky, but Rocky had the spirit to fight back. Even though his eyes all swollen and all that, he tell the trainer, cut it open, cut it open. And that moment, like, I go, ooh, you know. And then actually they cut it open and the blood just spurts out, you know. And that for me is raw. It's raw. You know, it's not like all this, now you have all this wire work, now everybody is copying everybody, like, you know, jumping everywhere, flying everywhere. So I said, oh, now you have these two monsters together now in a ring. It's almost like a WWF thing, you know, wrestler thing. So I said, I should go back to that rawness, you know, to that, like I said, tearing your eyes out, tearing your livers out, you know, damage your kidney, you know, and then the machete chopping your heads off, chopping the fingers off, you know, that's all rawness, you know. I think, and less of those like quick cut. Because usually now, because every time we get to action sequence, it's quick cut, 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 cut. First of all, you don't know where they are, and then you lose the dynamic. So this time I just put a camera there. I told the second unit director, I said, just put a camera there and let them chop each other out. Like in a chopping board, you know, go, 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 and then blood going everywhere, you know.
Listen to me, Laura. He is the one that had me committed. You see, you didn't understand. You're still talking.
Oh, we'll be wide enough.
Okay, and let her go on that side.
And then we'll put the other camera.
Okay, you know, behind you, you're protecting. Exactly, you're protecting. It's not just a movie now.
Okay. Boom. Put the other camera. Get in. Go inside. I'm taking you back to Western.
No way.
No, I've been shooting movie for a long time. You know, making a good movie, I know how to do it. In the beginning, I was hired to make this movie, and it's something that I wasn't too familiar with, and so I learned.
Get out of the van! Get out of the van!
God, what are you doing?
Where were you? I've been looking all over for you.
Get away from her!
You're in a hell of a lot of trouble, you know that?
Yeah, like I give a shit anymore.
Get in the house. You didn't understand. You were confused. You still are.
Stop it! Stop it, bother me!
God damn it, Will Rollins. I'm not going to let you endanger my daughter again. You hear me?
Stop
Not after everything that's happened.
Stop it! Stop it!
So we're gonna do the whole bit. Just Monica, we're gonna do the whole bit, right? Like Kia, and then we jump into the next scene. So like after Kia left, okay, give a moment, and then the rain will start, right? Right, give like, you know, a couple beats. Let the rain start.
I have to close the window anyway.
This whole process, this movie, for me, it's like a journey. You know, I do studies, I do research, I talk to people, and then realize, wow, this is great, you know. And then I start to get afraid, fear of what? Fear of like to not disappoint the hardcore audience.
Ronny he has a strange popular culture sensibility, and he doesn't necessarily articulate it. It's all in his visualization, but he is as young and as vibrant in that kind of way as you can be.
There's a scene that's in the movie where in the cornfield, and you know, he flips the guy's head around and pokes him down. So Ronny Yu was in the room with Bob Shea, and he starts to get up and act this scene out with Bob, and so he steps on Bob's toe, and he goes, and like to Bob's head, and I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then he pushes him in the chest, and I was like, okay, there goes Ronny's job, like that's, and Bob laughed.
Well, Ronny's a lot of fun, and he's got a lot of energy, and you know, I remember this one time we were literally in a conference room for, I'm not exaggerating, 10 hours?
10 hours.
And you know, Damien and I and Ronny were like acting the entire script out, like scene by scene. I remember like being on the floor, like, you know, acting out the bed kill for him and like how we saw it and how he saw it. And I mean, it was a great experience.
Jody.
hi, Julian. How was
Hi,
the
man.
day? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today,
Oh, I'm
Ronny?
very tired. I
Yeah?
need sleep.
Okay.
I need 8 hours sleep. Now I'm getting 2.5. So I'm in a bloody mood.
Straight away, straight away.
Like that, huh?
You need to put blood all over his back. Where are those people?
The blood people? Carton's right here.
Blood all over his
Blood
back.
people are right here.
2, 3, go.
3, 2, 1.
When we come up, if you lean back and then flap forward, you might be able to try that. Like, I might be able to do this because all that bedspread crap, no, it's only going to be the sheet. The pillows would be Like there. if almost like the weight of this is, Yeah. or the momentum of this will force you back. Oh, totally. Try that, but don't do it too fast at first. Let that go. Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Sound speeding.
Hey, you have a slate? What was it?
It's 11 frames. We're at
Quiet, guys.
Sorry.
Ready, Jesse? And
set.
action.
We're gonna go into the inner sanctum of the shooting set. Come with me.
I got some.
To the window, please. Not the one in the bedroom. Here we go. Lightning test!
Oh, God.
Go, Dean, go.
Yeah. One more time. One more time. It's got to get down right on the floor there. Yes. Perfect.
Set and action.
It's no business like show business. It's no business like show business. It's no business like show business. It's no business like show business.
Spies. EPK spies. Don't trust them. They'll steal your soul.
And set and background and action.
Every day it's the same thing. It's like one of those fucking fruitful dogs that keeps humping your leg.
Very good.
The camera's right on your shoulders, so just walk steady and real slow.
64 kilo, take 3. Stanley Mark.
He's a child murderer that some parents from Radford burned alive. But then he came back.
No.
Back for revenge on our nightmares. Funny no one ever told us about
Okay,
him.
thank you.
You know what I'd say? Coffee. Make friends with
Mark, that's enough. You're scaring her.
The first one rehearsal and the second one.
So
The second is too fast, and the first one is too slow.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought you might be in trouble, so we...
Lori!
Very good, cut. This movie has to go back to the basic. And I go back to the first original Friday 13 and the first original Nightmare. You know, I said, oh, this is the key. So from then on, so I'm so like a samurai, like, you know, my vision is like a samurai. Okay, this is it. This is the only way to make this movie.
So here's the timing of everything, guys. As soon as Lori goes down and everyone goes to her mark, Brendan looks down, then looks up and sees Principal Shay in this pane of glass right guys need to move right here.
Like that, good, okay? Right, and this is where you are, and as soon as he sees you, Bob, you take a couple steps this way, right to here, and they're taking off.
Okay, so as soon as you see him coming, Brendan, you grab Jason and you take off. Let's rehearse one more time, guys. Let's go to first positions now, please.
I really wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. That's how I sort of started in show business, and I acted on television and, in fact, in radio.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I would have become an actor, actually, but I saw myself in too many productions where I was awful. So I decided to get behind the camera, or even be way behind the camera, and started New Line instead.
And background, and action.
Help! Somebody get some help, you asshole! Let's go! Lori! Lori, you okay, Lori? Lori?
Good. Cut.
And we've cut, thank you.
Very good.
Good?
Yeah. Okay, Julian? Good, thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Marker.
Lots of life in the background, please. Lots of life and lots of energy. Here we go. And set.
Frame.
Back up.
Where?
In this hallway right here, around the corner.
Oh, right here. Back up.
And set.
Frame.
Back up, back up, back up. Okay. Pull your books in. Thank you. Pull your jacket in. Thank you. And action.
Mark, Will, listen, we got to talk. No, take it easy. Take it easy. Nobody wants any trouble around here. But look, the important thing is that you guys are safe. And why don't you come with these officers? We'll take you back to the hotel.
Cut. Hotel again. You can't get away. That was good so far.
The hardest part, I think, with horror movies, when I first read it, I sat there thinking, how am I gonna like make it not look cheesy, and not like, now you're in the real world, now you're in the dream world, and all of a sudden you scream, and it's like, most of the stuff isn't very, it's really hard to get it, make it believable.
Is that it? Yeah, I think so. Sorry, give me a little more.
When you actually get on set with everybody, it's like the writing gets lifted off the page, and then it becomes spooky.
127, baby, take 3. Mark. And only Mark.
Set. I'll cue you in, okay? And set. Here we go. And action. Session.
Ronny Yu is just this amazing visual director, and also him working with Fred Murphy, who's the DP. My favorite part of this entire thing has been watching them come up with how to spook somebody out. And it's like a comic book. It's just totally written out like a comic book, and it's great.
Back off. Back to once.
You get the door, right? And then come in, go. See him? Then immediately go up because Jason's gonna come back.
I should probably do it from over here. Right? So I'm out of the shot.
So you don't see him.
I could be over him. The nice thing about being here is that you'll get them running through the frame. The body's wiping through as Jason's coming through.
Okay, set up. Let's do it.
Action, camera.
No, Ken. It's not Jason. This is like Ronny Yu coming through.
That motivation is there. It's like Jason uses that body to open the door for him. So it's like, it has to be like...
When Jason throws Officer Stubbs through a glass door. And it was so funny because I was really scared that scene, and Ronny kept telling me to calm down. He was like, look at you on camera, you don't have to act scared because you are. And he just got a kick off of that, and it was fun. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Let me see.
Okay. At what speed do you think?
It's slow, but not that slow. Not that so casual,
Okay.
Camera.
I think the most important thing is to find the look. Is to find the look of that. How do you make a dream world? Not like so dreamy that it become like a fairy tale or fantasy. you know, because yet it has to be scary, it has to be eerie, you know, and yet in the real world, you still have to be eerie and scary, but you have a different look. You have the realistic look.
In order to separate dream world from reality, we've actually made it reasonably obvious in most instances. In places like Freddy's hell, you're instantly aware that it's a completely outlandish place to be, and the same with Jason's dream world. These are places that couldn't exist anywhere.
So I was lucky to have, like, you know, Fred Murphy and the art director, you know, John Willett, and everybody like work so closely together, and the visual effect people sort of like find that balance, you know. So we use a lot of color, different color, a lot of primary color, like deep red, deep blue, deep green on the dream world.
When the nightmare parts happen in what we call a real environment, like one of the houses, then we've treated it filmically as different. We've played with lighting, with bleach passing, with all sorts of things like that in order to make it a bit more subtle.
Robert? Yeah. You tilt your hat back just like
Freddy Elvis Krueger. Here we go, and roll sound now. Rolling. D-marker. And set. Right. And action.
Boing, 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 boing. Oh.
The boiler room is an interesting set. It's Freddy's nightmare world, and what I've done there is modeled that set after a city called Kowloon in China, where it was a city that developed over the years without any regard to building code or anything else. And all of the cable and the plumbing and the wire and electrical were all just sort of hung on walls, and they would drape down hallways and into rooms, and it was quite outlandish. So the set was an existing boiler room, and we've added tons and tons and tons of cable and wire and boilers and all sorts of mechanical and electrical stuff, so that it's absolutely crazy in there, and then painted everything with 5 different coats of paint in the sort of rust and fire range, so that when the light hits it, it has this very deep texture to it.
That's a good one. That's great.
Penny for your thoughts, Chief.
Hey, Robert, does he want me to grab him and start that move? You know, when I turn him around?
Yeah, up here, right? Yeah. And Jason is like painful like this. And then his hand, this hand, actually, without you knowing it, is pulling out the machete. And this hand, you push me, like rather than turn around. Yeah. No, you just push my hand, almost like slice decapitate me. I see. You know, like, yeah.
Well, I think that the film needed this look, because the look of the film has this sort of graphic novel look to it. You know, the whole way it's stylized is because of a contribution between Ronny and Fred Murphy, the cinematographer.
Wait 1/3.
Sound is now speed.
Okay, we have speed. Hang on, pull this slate out.
So rolling. Here we go. And action.
I'm still too far out.
You gotta come closer.
Here we go.
All right.
And action.
Penny for your thoughts, Chief.
Okay. All right, I thought we were going to catch his dialogue, his improv dialogue at the end. So do you want it to go set and action?
Penny for your thoughts, Chief. Oh, scary.
Okay, we've cut. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was much better. Okay, that was our first really
Roll
good
again.
one.
Here we go.
Try
And
one
roll
more.
the sound, please.
What's interesting about the production design on this movie is that we have decided to not treat it like a normal horror film. We've decided that we actually want to make all the sets and the costumes and everything else very real. so that when scary stuff happens, you're really not expecting it at all.
But when he falls?
When he falls, it's still not green.
With Jason's dream world, to differentiate it from anything else, I've used watercolors because that's his secret fear.
We're gonna have like he hit, right? He hit, he fell,
right?
And then we have the second unit have a shot of the bursting, right? Oh, that should be sort of red, yeah.
Red.
So when we cut back to Freddy getting up, it's green, right?
Okay.
What did he see? We can just jump back.
You see him through the water.
Yeah. Right?
And then
and then through the water.
Reverse again.
Reverse. You see Jason come up. Whoop! Looks up.
Through the waterfall.
Through the water, right? Come down, and then go back to Freddy. We can clear, and Freddy's eyes go. Fantastic. You can shoot reverse magazine, and then have Robert try to walk backwards.
Like I'm walking out of it.
You know what I mean? To shut off. No,
so he's dry.
It's dry. So it's like
there you go.
It's like the water sort of like part.
Yeah, but the water will be going up.
Yeah, going, and then as you go.
Yeah.
So we have to time this, but try to.
Yeah, I have to like yeah. It would be like.
So we do this from the side.
Yeah, from the side.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put some dust on him. Let's put some dust on him. He just came up from that boiler.
135 Utah, take one.
Mark.
Hailing mark.
And set.
Action, Ken.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Good. Okay. Yeah, cut. Yeah.
I swung the machete at the water, made contact with water.
Exactly. Good. And then you try again.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, good.
And then try again, and then sort of like.
You want 3 times?
2 times. And when I said lower, really low, lower it down to like non-threatening pose. Okay. Let's try again.
10 3%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
There you go.
No. It's just the chin thing was that.
Go again. Come on.
So there is something you're afraid of after all.
The most fun I've had in the sets on this movie would be split between, I think, Jason's world and Freddy's world, because they truly are nightmarish environments, and they're the kind of fun stuff that make it quite unique visually. There is a big exterior wherein I've built a house that's at 45 degrees and sunk into the swamp, and there are around it all sorts of heads and arms trying to get out of the ground.
So the other one was.
So we got